Chris Hopkins, Fightwire TV, here at Scrap House MMA with Josh Williams, head coach at Buckeye MMA. You already know Buckeye MMA. If you don't know Buckeye MMA, you should probably, Google it. Call somebody, 411. They can give you the information. Buckeye MMA routinely just smashes people like they're taking, candy from like the third grader and they're in the fifth grader. And all these fights, you got people, dropping out. People don't want to fight. This is the man, the engine behind it. He puts all the fights together. He gets everybody trained. He runs the school. He's vicious and brutal. Look at this. If you didn't know also,
sporting the Fightwire t-shirt from Mr. Don, Germany.
Vicious and brutal. Now that's how you teach him over there at Buckeye. I'm gonna try and go back and get a quick backstory. What got you in MMA?
Same way as everybody else. I saw it when I was probably 14. Started training right around the same time. That was back in like 95, 96.
Okay.
Trained at home with buddies. Basement training like a lot of guys get started doing. I did that till I got to college. When I got to college, I walked onto the OSU judo team, competed in judo for 5 years, and I made my MMA debut in 2000.
Okay.
So I trained from 95, 96 to 2000. Took my first fight in 2000. Fought from 2000 to 2005, and then kind of shifted away from fighting and started training guys instead.
Wow, that's actually a nice resume. You got a lot of guys, they get started in the grassroots, rolling around with their friends, and a lot of people don't have the wherewithal to actually take it to that next level and get some training behind you. And being on the judo team at Ohio State really, I think that judo kind of gets overlooked. You got guys that either say that they're wrestling based or jiu-jitsu based, but people don't realize how much of judo is actually incorporated in both, with the hip tosses, actually with being able to finish, getting your base together. So I think judo is something that's getting overlooked in the sport, but you've got a lot of guys that are high level, top name fighters, that have had judo, in their training and actually use it. As far as, the being a trainer and, managing and training all of these guys, just let us know, how you got to the point where you built the gym and building a stable, and just let us know about some of your fighters you got up and you got pros, you got amateurs, you got a lot going on. So go ahead and just let us know about it.
You know what, building a program is tough. It's just like building any other program for like a pro college sports team. It takes time. It's nothing that you're going to get in the first year, even the first 2 years. We've been building for 5 years now, and I've had a lot of guys who are extremely talented guys that they've come and gone in that 5 years. Luckily, we've kept a lot of the guys, the original guys, and now there are more experienced pros. But we've got a lot of amateur guys who started back when we first started. You got guys like John Washington, Matt Lanning, Chico Bays. These guys have been doing it with us for 3 years now. And Washington turned pro earlier this year.
John Washington's super solid.
Yeah, John's a stud. He's already 4-0. He's fighting a 7-1 guy here in September. And word is, Ultimate Fighter's been keeping an eye on that guy. So, John does well. They're going to be looking at him as well. Matt Lanning, you just saw him at the UVC, 2 weekends ago?
Yes, sir.
7-0 as an AM. He's going to be looking to go pro here in the next couple of months. Who else?
I love Lanning striking, man. He's so pinpoint, man.
Oh, yeah.
He was in a mix-up with the guy, Chad Kelly, I think his name was. That was a really great back-and-forth fight, but I was really impressed with, I won't say Kelly, I won't go and say that he wasn't a technical striker. He was a little bit more of a brawler than Matt, and I was super impressed how he withstood the brawling and always counterpunched with, just the most technical strikes, and he just really broke Chad down. Chad was actually a thicker, more solid guy. Matt's taller and slimmer. And another thing I like, he uses his length well. So I was super impressed by Lanning. I think he's, going to have a really bright pro career ahead of him.
Matt's been a challenge for us. He came from a soccer background, actually.
Okay.
He never did any combat sports. He was a goalkeeper for a college soccer team. But training for Chad, the funny thing is Chad, at least on paper, should be the more technical kickboxer than Matt. He comes out of Iron Tiger with Scott Shealy, who's a very good kickboxing coach, very good kickboxing gym. So we expected him to be very tough. But we scouted the tape. We saw Chad has a tendency that when he comes in, he loves to just throw power. So he'll plant his feet right in front of the guy and just start swinging heavy. The whole game plan with Matt was, we're either going to be in a clinch where he can use his knees, or we're going to be on the outside where he can pick him apart. We don't want to sit in the pocket where Chad can just drop bombs. Okay. So Matt executed pretty much perfectly. If they were in a tie-up, Matt was throwing knees, turning Chad, working him, and the rest of the time he was keeping him on the outside and just eating him up, picking him apart with kicks and punches. So, all said and done, for our last amateur fight, Matt fought pretty much the game plan to the T.
Yeah, I was super impressed. I want to talk about your new toys now. I was super impressed with Nick Rizzo's and with Uncle D. You know, Uncle D had his first. I think he had one that was his second fight.
That was his second.
And he made dudes say Uncle. And Nick was making his debut at 170. And truthfully, I saw a 170-pound title fight that night. I saw a few other 170-pound fights. And I don't know if anybody there was really any better than Nick was making his debut. I was super impressed. So tell me about your new monsters you just unleashed on the world.
Oh, man. All right, so you got Little D, Deshaun White. The kid is a beast. Real good wrestler, but he doesn't show it. He likes to throw his hands. And at 135 pounds, you don't see too much of this, but the kid's got knockout power.
Power.
I mean, he didn't make the guy say uncle. He put the guy to sleep.
Yes, he did.
The guy fell face first, and D hit him. Now, something that guys don't realize is that guy was 0-0 coming into that fight. He was a 2 or 3 time state qualifier from St. Paris Graham, one of the best wrestling schools in the state.
Okay.
And D threw him around.
Yes, he did.
Tossed him 2 or 3 different times. The guy got a takedown on him, but D immediately reversed out and then knocked the kid out in the second round. So, good wrestler, but guys at 135, they're going to have their hands full with him for sure. He can knock guys out, and he's good enough not to get taken down. Nick Rizzo's, bright future for Nick. The kid's he's an animal.
Yeah.
Really strong, very aggressive. You got to see one of the better first fights debut guys, that I've seen. He came out and he executed to the money, like right down to the letter.
Yes, he did.
And he made it look easy. He looked great that first fight, but he's still got a lot of work to do. He's got a long road ahead of him, but he's made the right steps. When we first got him, he was weighing 220. Now we got him fighting at 170.
Wow.
So he's a big kid. He's strong. He's athletic. He's hungry. So we expect really good things from Nick Rizzo.
Yeah, I can't wait to see his next fight. I want to thank you for your time.
No problem.
I also want to say hello to all the Buckeye fighters out there. Chico, I can't wait to see you get back off the suspension. Go ahead and do your thing. Looking forward to October 1st. Everybody else, stay healthy, keep training. Don, stay vicious and brutal. See y'all next time.